Listed above are the 7 laws of Noah, the father of humanity. Notice that for each of the commandments as stated, at first the negative aspect of the commandment is given, showing the side of turning away from evil. Just by not doing a specific thing, like not eating not kosher food, a mitzvah, a commandment, is achieved. The right side of the listing shows the positive commandment, showing the aspect of how and what to do good. These commandments were also given at Mount Sinai as a part of the 613 commandments received there by the Jewish people. These laws come from an eternal source, which obligates and continues observance. When studied properly, these laws are found to encompass a wealth of ethical and spiritual content, which gives meaning and purpose to life. We fulfill our potential by observing these commandments. We become spiritually elevated and able to live up to our intended goal. We make this world into a beautiful place where God can dwell. The world has to quickly catch up to and embrace the truth of our creation and our Creator's involvement with us. Currently, on one widely used thesaurus site, while searching the synonym of the keyword term creation, God, the word or the name God, is not mentioned once. The question is, why is the Almighty Creator, blessed be He, still so concealed? And we see here in this graphic visualization for the word creation that all of these other synonyms are used. Start, the beginning, creation, cosmos, existence, macrocosm, universe, world, creative activity, artifact, conception, foundation, initiation, inauguration, origination. Origination of what? And origination from whom? That is left out of the definition and synonym structure in the thesaurus. The visual thesaurus above shows the keyword term creation as having a central synonymic relationship to the terms conception, foundation, and start of all artifacts in existence, but no mention of the starter or creator. Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary offers a closer view of the Hasidic perspective without mentioning the creator, blessed be he, either in the definition or the term recreate. The main entry, recreate, has a pronunciation, has a function, transitive verb, to create again, especially to form anew in the imagination. Here the positive point is that the world is changing for the better. In their definition of creation, Merriam-Webster now includes the mention of God in the example sentence, but only in the example sentence. Main entry, create, function verb, to bring into existence. Be protective of the way you define, understand, and interact with the creations in this world. Remember that they all have a soul and a time that they were meant to shine in fulfilling their holy purpose. This holds true, be it for a video, audio, literature, or other content that is created with a holy intention, like this very work. There are intangible and tangible rights to these creative properties that are privately or publicly owned. To see a wide variety, one just needs to look around and check out what's flying by the next time you leave your house and go for a drive through populated parts of the physical world. And that goes for nature as well. The essence of mankind's creations, the art of mixing together two or more existing creations and making them into a new creation, has for a long time been considered an art form. In fact, it's coined mixed media. By combining various creations and recreating a new work, mixed media is accomplished. This can be seen in installed public art locations and documented online galleries, as well as the plethora of live exhibitions in many of the modern museums around the world. Many of these mixed media artworks are exposed in mass traffic and appeal. The layering of colors and materials with other substantial created works parallels the something from something fundamental that is used to describe the work or service of mankind in the Talmud and Hasidic teachings. This point may get repeated several times. It in fact is the thesis of this book. In the same way Google takes something, being the index of the entire internet, and makes something being the search engine ranking page, with the intention of not doing evil, it is accomplishing a holy service. Something from something means that although a builder constructs his house maybe even drawing it out of the blueprints and designing the entire structure. The wood used to build the structure comes from trees which he did not create. The same goes for the sand and the cement and the other materials used. Whatever mankind can create, the root ingredients are something that God created, known today as natural and synthetic resources. A quick story. The Baal Shem Tov, and by the way, this is a picture that is used widely as the picture of the Baal Shem Tov, although it has no holding as an actual picture of the Baal Shem Tov. I've been told by rabbis that it is actually not a good representation of what the Baal Shem Tov looked like. However, we'll use it as just a reference. In fact, not even a reference, just a placeholder. The Baal Shem Tov was the leader of his generation, and approximately 8 or 9 generations ago, in a letter he writes to his brother-in-law, the leader admits he has meditatively traveled all the way up to the chambers of Mashiach, that's Messiah. Upon seeing the King Messiah, the Baal Shem Tov asked him, "Master, when will you come?" The King Mashiach Messiah answered that it would be when the Baal Shem Tov's teachings of brotherly love would overflow outwardly. That generation of the Baal Shem Tov's teachings proved to be a fundamental turning point towards the Jewish people's final redemption. The teachings of the Baal Shem Tov explains that every creation has its reason why God created it. Its, shall we say, purpose. What's more, these teachings illuminate the principle that every creation has its time to accomplish its purpose, its time to shine. That holds true for every person, Jew and Gentile, and every animal and every vegetable and mineral, and everything, including everything created. The Baal Shem Tov's teachings revolve around Ahavas Yisroel, translated as brotherly love. Another principle he taught to his students was that only when one puts their soul over their body's importance, only then can the physical body come to a true state of brotherly love. The Baal Shem Tov persisted that brotherly love leads directly to and through the first portal, right into the very courtyards of God. To accomplish this, one must cover up the details of the person that disgust or cause attention to repulsive emotions. Covering these details up with the more important spiritual priority that we all share one soul, and thereby the flaw becomes concealed. Furthermore, the one who sees and actually realizes it, allowing those characteristics to annoy and cause perseverance. The leader taught that that very person suffers from that very same flaw, and because of that fact, he acts to mistakenly draw attention towards what seems to be the flaw in another person. As a psychological defense mechanism, this gives more understanding to the statement, "What I hate about you is what I really hate about myself." With the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov came the school of Chassidut. Chassidus teaches that every individual has something that they do better than anyone else. By extinguishing any negative emotions and searching out the advantages in that person's character, and only addressing their good potential and godly soul, one can accomplish Ahavas Yisroel, brotherly love. This level of brotherly love. The commandment to love your brother is a positive commandment and sits on the side of doing good. The negative side, or the don't do evil side of this commandment, and can be understood in the Talmudic story of the great Rabbi Hillel and his famous Torah Academy. Rosh, or the head of the yeshiva, Hillel, was approached by the would-be convert who said, "Teach me the whole Torah while I stand on one foot." Hillel said to him, "The whole Torah is, don't do to your brother what you would not like have done to yourself. And the rest is but commentary. Now go on and learn it." And you know what the convert did? He converted. Hillel pointed out to that convert that the negative side of turn away from evil must come before do good. Anyway, let's not get lost in it all. The Torah is the standard of truth, and Google is the standard for where people search for what they want to find online.